Hey YouTube, my name is Melville and this is gonna be my first tutorial. So I'm a makeup artist based out of New York, and today I'm going to do a look using the Juvia's Place Afro Galactic palette and in combination with Glam Light's Michaela Part 2 palette. I don't know what I'm gonna come up with, but we'll see. But this video is basically going to be me telling you about myself and my background. So I'll also mention what I'm using in the video so we can start. I'm a makeup artist based out in New York, also a hairstylist, entrepreneur. Sometimes I travel back and forth between Florida and New York. So anybody looking for a makeup artist in Florida or in New York, I got you. So my primer that I'm going to start off with is from Ole Henrik's. It's the Bright Banana Primer. Okay, so I'm gonna apply that to my face everywhere. My skin type is normal to combination, so I usually get oily in my T-zone, like my nose, my forehead, but my cheeks and everywhere else is pretty much normal. Other than that, it's nothing else really that's an issue with my skin. And I'm gonna prep my lip. Right now I usually use Elizabeth Arden on my lips. The I think it's the original 8 hour, yeah. But today I'm gonna use NYX Butter Gloss in Clear. So I'm gonna hydrate my lips with that to start off, because we don't want crusty lips. Normally, most makeup artists will start off with the face, but I'm not gonna start off with my face. I'm gonna start off with my brows and my eyes, and then I'll do the face after. So today I'm gonna use Morphe's eyebrow pencil in the color Java. So like I was saying to you guys earlier, I'm a makeup artist based out in New York. I've been doing makeup for 12 years now. I've worked with a lot of brands. I've traveled across the country doing makeup conventions and hair shows. Even had to do some makeup for some reality shows. So it's been good so far. Now I'm freelancing, doing makeup and hair for people and for any other establishments, but it's been very adventurous. So this time around I wanted to venture out onto the YouTube world, because everybody that I know has been telling me to do it, but I've been procrastinating. So I want to start off the upcoming year with a video just to get everything on the roll. So what I did so far was just shape the brow to how I want it and filled it in. I'm just going to use the spoolie part of the pencil to just brush it in, and then I'll do the cleanup part with my concealer after. I don't freelance every day. I do have a real job. But I'll get into that later in my videos coming in. So this is just the introduction to me and my YouTube channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Mel, 33 years old, and I'm out here in these streets trying to hustle like everybody else. So I'm gonna clean up my brows with MAC Studio Fix concealer. I have 2 shades that I use. I use shade, one second guys, I'm blind, NC45 and NC43. This is the Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I'm gonna mix them to actually carve out and shape my brows the way I want them to be. And if you guys want like a one-on-one video step-by-step on how I do my brows, just comment down in the below in the comments, and I'll let you guys know when I upload a video. So I'm going to use a Real Technique blending brush and also a Real Technique angle brush to shape my brows. I wonder if there's any other person other than me that when they're doing their brows, they hold their breath. Because that's just me. I feel like if I breathe, I'm going to mess it up. Okay. I like to blend my concealer down to my lid. Whatever's left over before I start blending it all in. Now that I got the arch underneath, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the top part. I even like to use whatever's left over in the brush and go over the front of my brow just to not make it too harsh. You know how like some people have like that harsh front, it doesn't look natural. And then I'll go back in with the spoolie of the eyebrow pencil to give it that hair-like structure. And if I did take off too much, I'll lightly go in with the pencil and fill in that area where I took off too much. And then I'll take whatever I have left and put on my eye, just to give this whole area an even canvas. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so now that the brow is done, I'm gonna take whatever concealer I have left over on my hand, on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna use that as a base for my eyeshadow, but also to give it an even skin tone to work off of. Yeah, for both. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set that with some setting powder. What I normally use to set my eyelid is the Ben Nye banana powder. So I'm just gonna use it and pat that in. I'm gonna pat it all the way up until my brow bone and dust it off. Do that on both eyes. I want to do this because I don't want, when I'm blending my eyeshadow, powder on powder is going to give you a smoother blend. Then if I put it just on the concealer, it's going to grab onto the pigmentation, and sometimes it can give you any like patches. You don't want to have patches on your eye look because then it makes it look weird. I'm going to lock in my brows with Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This is my favorite brow gel. It doesn't make my eyebrows crunchy or hard. And it also gives my brow a more hair-like look after filling it in and clean it up. So we're gonna start the eyeshadows. I kind of want to do like a halo eye look. So since both of these palettes are leaning towards like the blues, the purples, and the greens, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. So I'm gonna start off with the Michaela Part 2 palette. I'm gonna use the shade No Harsh Lines right here. I'm gonna start that in the crease. So start from the back, start back and forth, windshield wiper motion. It's kind of like a powder blue. Same thing on the other eye. In the meanwhile, while I'm blending that, let me tell you some more about myself. I am half Haitian and half Cuban. My mom is from Haiti and my dad is from Cuba. So I am mixed. I do speak Creole and I do speak Spanish. So for those of you who are Haitians, I will respond back to you if you do write to me in Creole. And for those of you who are Hispanic, I will respond back to you if you do want to write in your comments in Spanish. And I may even drop some videos for you in both Creole and in Spanish too. So we'll see how that goes. Next shade I'm going to use from the same palette. I'm going to use Mama Wang, which is like a lavender. Because this blue, it's not really giving what I expected it to give. So I'm going to add that purple on top of it to get it the depth that I want. See, that works better for me. That works much better for me. Using the same brush. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to give you guys the brush I'm using. This is the NYX brush. This is the number 32 blending eyeshadow brush. So same thing, just going right over that first shade that we used. And then I'm gonna deepen it up using Pat Rice in the same palette. So just a little bit below the first two shades, but in the corner, I want to concentrate that. In the corner and halfway into the crease. You want to give it like an ombre effect. So you see how we had the blue, we transitioned into that lavender, and then we're going into a deeper lavender shade. Same thing on the other eye, concentrated on the corner and then halfway into the lid. I'm gonna switch my brush out to another one. I'm using a Real Techniques eyeshadow. It's again shadow brush, but for some reason there's no number or name on this, but it's a smaller, more tapered in blending brush. I'm gonna jump into the Juvia's Place palette now. And I'm gonna use the shade Discovery. Ooh, right here. I'm gonna use Discovery, and I'm gonna put that right in the corner of my eye on the end. I'm gonna tap it in first because I want to get the pigmentation. And then I'm gonna start doing some small tight circles motion just to get it to really blend into what transition we already do have. And then I'm gonna start doing the windshield wiper motion just to blend it out. So as you blend, you're gonna lose some shades. It's okay. But I'm gonna also drag it in a little bit closer towards the lid. What we're trying to do here is build an ombre transition between the purples. It's gonna get deeper than this as we go, but I just want to have that gradient effect, because when we start actually putting in the lid color, you want the lid color to be the focus point. I'm gonna go back to the NYX 32 brush to blend that edge off. That. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, the eye. It's important to take your time and blend because you don't want any harsh line between the shades. That's why you see me going back and forth and looking at how much I use for each eye. And if you have hooded eyes, you want to do your eyeshadow so that you can see the transition. You want to do your eyeshadows with your eyes looking straight forward, because you can then see where does your natural fold go. That way you can see where you want to place your transition shade so that you can see the demarcation better. Okay, That's the tip I can give people who have hooded eyes. Okay, now that I have done the corners, I'm going to use that same Discovery shade from the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to put it in the inner part of the eye. Same brush, same smaller brush of the blending from Real Techniques, and then you're just going to go towards the inner part. You're going to do the same method where you tap it in and then blend it out. You want to start off with a little bit and then you build it up. Build up your intensity. It's easier to blend as you add your pigmentation than to put too much and can't have any control of how much you blend off. And then you want to go back to the first brush and blend off that crease. Same thing to the other eye. Your halo doesn't have to be perfect in the middle when you first start blending. The cleanup process is going to be easier for you once you get your positions of how you want your blending to be. And then from there we can just clean up the center with whatever base or concealer you use. Now I am going to use another Real Techniques brush. I don't know what this is, but it's also a blending brush, but it's more wide and more tapered in where it's flatter. The other one was more round, this one's flatter. I'm gonna go into the Juvia's Place palette again, and I'm gonna use the shade Iris. It's right here in the bottom. But when I use Iris, it's not going to be going too much towards the center, but it'll be between the, I want to say, I'll put it right at the edge of where the halo is going to be. And I'm putting it in a tapping motion because I would just want to deepen and concentrate around that area. And then I'm going to do it again towards the front. I'm going to go back with the smaller brush that we had before and blend off the harsh lines. If you lose any color in between, just go back with the brush. Now we're gonna go even deeper. I'm gonna use the shade Stars, which is this black glitter. And we're gonna add that towards the end of that dark purple that we used. We're not gonna do too much. We're just gonna dab it in. Just a little bit, just to deepen it. And then we're gonna go back with another brush. Again, it's a clean brush. This is Real Techniques base shadow brush. Not using it for base though, I'm gonna use it to blend. I just want to deepen the outer corner, but still keep that purple that we have on the out to still show up around it. I'm just gonna go back and forth between the two just to blend. And if you end up losing color along the way, just go back and place it again. I think that's more than enough, actually. I'm gonna do the same thing towards the inner part. Okay, so now, here we are. We're gonna get to the star of the show, which is gonna be the halo. I want something that's gonna pop, right? So Let's see if I want to do some swatches. See what's coming out to me between the two palettes. You know what? I'm thinking to throw some. How you guys feel on this? I might even blend the two. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna blend the two shades. That brush that we used to blend the concealer, whatever's left on the brush, we're just gonna, in the middle, we're gonna open up the space in the middle so we can have those colors go through. Another trick when you're doing a halo eye, to get it exactly in the center where you want it to be, you always want to look straight ahead to the camera so that you can see where your eye naturally sits, and then place the brush there so that you can be able to get your halo in exactly in the middle of your eye. So we're gonna go through both eyeshadow palettes. I'm gonna use both Juvia's Place and Glamlight. I'm gonna go into Wakanda in the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm gonna go into Michaela Part 2 palette, Dreams. We're gonna mix those because I like the way that look in the combination. So I'm not gonna wet my brush because the concealer is already wet. I'm using a AOA Studio brush, which is in the number E122 for the shadow. It's a flat shadow brush because I'm gonna use it to pack it on. So here we go. Pack them both on right in the center. They're both a dual chrome shadow. And pack them right in the middle. You want to pack it on until you are liking how much of a pigmentation you have. You need to add more Dreams, or if you need to add more Wakanda, it's up to you. Then I'm gonna go back with that small blending brush that I was using in the corners and blend off the edge, both on the front of my eye and towards the end on both eyes, because you don't want that harsh line, so you want to kind of blend it in so that way when you turn, they just, you can see that they blend into each other. Okay, go in my liner, and then I'll come back to the eyes after I finish the rest of my face so we can do the bottom. Okay guys, so we're back with the full face. This is the eye look completed. And if you like what you see on my face and you want to know what I used in the my face, you can go to my second video on this channel so you can see. But the look is done. This is using both Juvia's Place and Glamlight palette. I'll leave everything in the description below for you, but I like how it turned out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. And share with your friends and family. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.